look, my message is just the same. Come to London. We're nearly there. Yeah, come to London. Mate, our show of presence in London went around the whole world. The amount of congressmen and high ranking, I don't know if people are seeing what the congressmen are saying out here now, yeah? They are speaking about...
We're not really seeing it from America. I mean, a lot of people follow you from your YouTube channel, but yeah. I mean, how are you being, like, when you're over there? I mean, how are you...
Insanely received, love shown, incredible love, but lead congressmen are speaking about Islam's plan to conquer America, about what the Quran says to kill us all, about the deception and the lies. Not one congressman, there's now 60 of them, yeah, come together, lead senators. I'm at an event tomorrow on a panel where I'm giving a 45-minute speech, and then I'm sharing a panel with a lead senator, a lead congressman, who are now forming and ready. And what this will do is give confidence to all of Europe. When the Republican Party is speaking openly and honestly about Islam, yeah, not interpretations of Islam, not terrorist groups, not extremist groups, not radical Islam, Islam and its incompatibility with America, with our culture, and they want to stop it. So that will give confidence, as all of this will give confidence, which our thing was Unite the Kingdom, Unite the West, which we're successfully going to do. So yeah, May 16th is the next step.
What do you think the British government think when they look at you over there?
Mate, I know what again, do you know what they'd be worried by me being here, but they'd have been worried by September 13th. When they saw those numbers, they will be worrying now. And do you know what they want more than anything? Which is why I said, more than anything, they want to cause division, divide numbers, get people not to come. So anyone making those comments now, it's like, look, you don't have to support me here. You don't have to agree with everything I say. Yeah, there's momentum with this. The whole country is about to make a stand against a corrupt government who are betraying us on immigration, on culture, on identity, on funding, on everything. They're betraying the farmers. They're betraying the school children. They're betraying the pensioners. They've betrayed all of us. They've betrayed all of us. We are at a pivotal moment in our country's future where what our country looks like, it will never look the same again because they are destroying it. So this is a moment to send a message to the entire world that Britain is awake, the British public are awake. Now, there's 3 years till an election. Look at what's happened in 2 years. Just look. I look at what's happened in the last 12 months. I look at my own life. I think I was on solitary confinement this time last year. Yeah, I've come out. We've had 1 million on the streets. I'm here meeting highest-ranking members of government. We're spreading our message. We're forming partnerships and friendships. I'm only here, Danny. I left the UK. I got a threat from ISIS. Do you know what? I see some detractors' comments against me. They wouldn't last with a threat for a punch in the nose, let alone a threat from bloody ISIS. Yeah. So whilst they're doing that, I haven't had a day off. I have not stopped working. I'm about to go now. So my schedule now, I am going now on a 3-hour journey back for a meeting in LA. I travel tomorrow morning to host an event with congressmen and senators in Dallas. The next day I'm in Tulsa for 2 days, following a Christian group who are fighting to stop the Islamization of their towns through education. I'm going to show people what they're doing. Then I'm flying to Nashville for 2 days for non-stop interviews. Then I'm flying to DC to meet more congressmen. So when people are having a go at me, I think, I'm not stopping. And everything I do, I may not be in Britain at the minute, yeah? I couldn't be there anyway. But I may not be in Britain, but I'm back next week. I'm coming back for May 16th. I don't know what the authorities will try and do, but all I'd say to people is, look, the reason we had the numbers we had, the reason it's been a success is because we introduced fun, smiles, families, and joy, no matter how angry we were. We need to do the same on May 16th. We need the same messaging, yeah? And that moment, Danny, you've experienced it. And most of the people, I look at some people who are saying, I'm not going this way, I'm not going. And I look and think, you've been at every demonstration about everything, no matter how small little groups are. But here you are now telling people not to come to this one.
I'll be honest on when you see that. X is a cesspit for people like that. I've managed to...
I'm seeing some people on our side saying it on YouTube.
Yeah, but you look around Facebook. I mean, the majority of normal individual people that are not politically in that world, I believe they're on Facebook and a lot are on Instagram. And all you see is the awakening of the country. And you see that en masse when, and then when I go onto X and everything, pieces like that, it's just a cesspit of idiots that don't understand the longevity and they understand that where this is going in terms. And some people are saying here we don't have 3 years. So just for a question I have for you is once you see those numbers on the 16th of May, what is your vision moving forward? Because I think from last year, it's great that we're managing to get these numbers, we're managing to create this noise. But is there anything that you have in your mindset that think, okay, you've got the momentum now, 16th of May. What are you going to turn that into to keep? Because we've got hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrant men landing on the shores of England every single day now. And you've seen what we tried to do in France and everything else. Some people said we haven't got 3 years to let that happen. I mean, what can we do with the numbers, with the momentum that we've got to change that in the next 3 years?
Right. Rewind 2 years. There was no Reform polling at 25%. There was no Restore Britain. So in 2 years, Reform are leading the polls. Restore Britain have been around 8 weeks and they're at 9%.
They're doing great.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
Advance are still active under Ben Habib. Yeah. So these things have happened in 2 years. My job, or what I want our job to be, which is about culture and identity, 9 million people voted Keir Starmer. 20 million didn't vote. We need to get that 20 million people registered to vote and voting. We need to get them active in politics. We need to get them joining school boards, community groups, church groups. We need to electrify every person politically, but many of them aren't interested in politics, but they're interested in culture and identity. So they'll come to our events. Now, I don't care which political party it is, if I'm honest, yeah? I'll make my mind up on who of them. It doesn't matter which one at the minute. Get politically active. Get yourself registered to vote.
Would you support peaceful pushback on things like in Dover? Now, there's a big difference between people creating chaos and violence and being dickheads and end up in prison, excuse my French.
Civil disobedience, yes. Civil disobedience, yeah.
When I say that, I mean, prime example, we had a conversation after Epsom and you said, actually, that's a bit of a blueprint because there was no violence, no police. The police were not in control in Epsom. We, the Patriots, were in control because we didn't allow, and I was part of that to sort of push back on the Patriots and the police to say, we don't need it to go violent to send a message. Now, when you look at what happened, we're still obviously going through with Epsom and what happened and what's happening in Dover. Would you support people coming out as a pressure valve to put people on the streets in these locations like Dover to push
1 million, 1 million %, and they are, yeah, and they're doing it organically, whether it be in Braintree, whether it be in Epsom, whether it be in Dover, whether it be, they're doing it organically, yeah. What I'm saying is that if you want to ride the momentum and get people feeling part of something massive, then May 16th is that, and what it does is it shows everyone. We're not alone. We're mainstream. There is no political party that puts those numbers on the streets. There is no movement that has ever done that before. This is the movement for the people, which is why I'm going to make the appeal to all of them, from Kemi Badenoch to Nigel Farage to Rupert Lowe to Ben Habib. Come and speak, guys. Yeah, come and speak. The public are there for the country. Yeah, you're all fighting the same fight. Now, I hope. Who knows where we're at in 3 years? Hopefully, Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe, Nigel Farage are all sitting around one table to work what's best for Great Britain. Hopefully. But I want to wake up the 20 million. I want to play as a cultural movement, that's what we want to do. Yeah, we want to capture them through culture and identity and direct them into politics. Now, that is for political parties to benefit off, but we all benefit off it by these new political parties. Because look, without Rupert Lowe's party polling at 9% now, Nigel Farage wouldn't be going harder on all the policies he's going harder on. He just wouldn't, because he went soft as shit. He went really soft. He's now having to try and pull back. Yeah. So all of these things, Ben Habib and Advance and any of these parties, I would just be telling people I joined Advance so that there was pressure to put on Nigel Farage. I was telling people, get politically active. Just get politically active. So May 16th.
If they get in, yeah. If I'm not going to ask you to align with anyone because I know that's not what this is about. But whoever gets in, what is your hope in the next? I know we haven't got a lot of time, but in terms of changing things, because when we look at the demographic change around our nation, we're seeing something that has never happened before in our whole history. If they get in, what are you actually hoping that will happen instantly? And I'm not talking about aligning with a certain person. I'm talking about the momentum of.
Well, we have the equivalent of an ICE organisation who are tracking down, hunting down, and removing criminals and illegal aliens who are in this country illegally, who shouldn't be here. Then everyone on the terror watch list, see you later, goodbye. Everyone who's a convicted criminal from foreign descent, see you later, goodbye. And then as well as encouraging people who are not going to assimilate, not going to integrate. If you've come to this country as a immigrant and you are costing the country money, they need to leave. You can't be sitting here, 1.3 million people claiming benefits off the British public taxpayers' money when you're not even from this bloody country. It's insane. Everything is just common sense.
Yeah. Why